Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Holly. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Today I'm in my shop. I have a client that I'm going to be coloring her hair. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how I do it. And if you want to see it, just keep watching. So here's my client. She has come in to get some color today. I always start out every appointment with talking to the client, looking through their hair. As I'm sectioning her hair, I'm asking her questions about what she likes, what she doesn't like, and we're determining what our goal is for her hair. She is a returning client, but if she were a new client, then I would be assessing her hair, seeing what her hair type is, and what if she has any damage, if she is able to get color. I will also ask her how short she's wanting her haircut, and if she were wanting a shortcut, I would go ahead and cut off the bulk of the hair at this point before I put any color in it, because it would really just save you the extra, using color on ends that are just going to be cut off. However, she doesn't want much cut off, maybe just a half an inch, maybe to like a fourth of an inch. So I'll just do that at the end after we get her color put on. So right now I am doing a 4-section part, so that way I can do the color on the bottom, and I'm going to start first at the bottom. I'm using the technique right now, which are usually called the teasy lights, and that is just to help the color blend, or the lightener blend into the top, because she doesn't want anything really close to the root in this section. So I usually just kind of layer the blonde with the teasy lights, and then I do a few little highlights at the top, some baby lights, and then I also put some paint between color in there that matches her natural color. So right now I am moving up the head. I'm using larger sections because she doesn't really like a whole lot of lightness on the bottom. So I just kind of I go up maybe 2-inch sections and just weave very lightly, just some very small little pieces. Here I'm putting her natural color in there. I actually made it just a little bit darker to cover up some of that previous blonde, just to help everything look more natural and more blended. I am using a board on some parts, just to help it get a little bit closer to the root. That helps everything stay really nice and clean, and helps not to get the bleed marks, or some people call them tiger stripes. It just keeps everything just nice and isolated. I'm starting to move up the head just a little bit, and my sections are getting a little bit smaller. I'm getting into more of the blonde areas that she has, and I'm just using the teasy lights technique again, just to make sure everything is well blended. For this part, I try not to fold it up, so that way you won't have any kind of indentions in the lightener. So I just put a piece of foil on top and just gently kind of fold the sides over, because I don't want the lightener to really crease there and maybe make a spot as well, like a bleed spot. And if you don't know what a bleed spot is or a tiger stripe is, it is any time that the lightener has actually either leaked out of the foil onto the hair and kind of made like a little brassy spot that's like not connected to any other part of the hair. So now we are working on the side of her head that is closest to her face. So most of these pieces will frame her face. And I'm going to try to just go in and get the previously lightened blonde so that way we don't put any more on there than she already has. So for these sections, I'm trying to make sure that I just focus on getting the new growth and keeping the lightener on that part only and not overlapping the previously lightened blonde pieces because it can cause it to be damaged. So this is a little bit of an extra tip, like especially if you like lighter pieces on the bottom. I take all the extra pieces that are just kind of extra and I do a little bit of teasy lights with them, and they are previous blonde, but I just do it at the end and they're not really hitting the heat. So it just brings them up maybe just one level of blonde and just lightens it up just a tad. So I am finished foiling her hair and she is ready to go under the dryer. So she is finished processing under the dryer, and her hair is warm, like the tone is warm, which she likes to be a little bit of a warmer blonde. She doesn't really like ashy tones, especially where her hair is darker. She likes a little bit more of a caramel look, but we want to make sure that there's no brass in there. So I am toning it. I have mixed a toner together, and I'm just going to let that sit on there. I'm going to work it in really well and then let her sit for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm always very cautious when using toners, and especially lightener. It's something that you really need to watch very closely because they can change within a matter of seconds and you need to get it off quickly. I'm just making sure that the hair is completely saturated and there are no spots. That way everything will look even and blended. And I'm just going back through and making sure, lifting up the hair, looking underneath it, making sure that there's no blonde pieces that were left out. So I timed it and I watched it and everything is ready to rinse. I'm just going to make sure that I completely rinse everything out so that way none of the toner is left because it will keep processing if you do not get it all out. Another thing that I should have mentioned before you start washing someone's hair is always make sure the temperature is comfortable for them and it's not too hot or too cold. So now I'm going to be using a toning shampoo. This one is purple shampoo, so it will be used for her blonde hair, just a little bit of more insurance to make sure there's no brassiness in there in that caramel. Caramel is a really tricky color to get to make it look nice and like a good neutral color. Many of my clients tell me that getting their hair shampooed is really the best part of getting their hair done. So while I'm working it in and just checking and make sure everything's good and clean, I make it last a little bit longer just for a little bit more relaxation for the client. It's also really important to make sure that you get underneath the hair too, like at the base of the neck, just to make sure there's no extra color. It's very easy to forget that, and your client can leave with color on their neck. So now I'm just brushing through her hair with a wet brush, just checking everything out, making sure there's no damage, making sure all of the color is the tone that we want it. Now we are going to start her cut. So I am just combing it out. She wants a long layered cut. She doesn't want a lot of length off, so I'm just kind of trimming up really the layers that she already had and just making sure that they're good and trimmed. She also wants some curtain bangs. I actually did not, I forgot to film that part of the video, so I don't actually have that, but I will have another video showing how to do curtain bangs. They are really popular, and a lot of people I've had do want them. We also did her wax at the bowl, so that is why I have baby powder all over my smock. So we are now drying her hair. Her hair is thick and it is coarse, so it can take a lot of heat. I put some products in there, but I didn't get it on camera. I put a detangler, I put a leave-in conditioner, I put in a shine spray, and a heat protectant. So I'm now just going through and curling her hair. Of course, I put a heat protectant in there. I also am using a 1-inch curling iron, and I'm curling away from her face. From this side, I will go back, and then when I start on the other side, I will go as back as well until I meet in the middle, and they both are, the curls are facing each other in the main back. I think in this section you can really see the teasy lights and the effect that they have. They're just really subtle. You don't have a harsh line of demarcation from where the new growth comes and the highlights begin. So I'm just finishing up curling her hair. And when I'm done, I'm going to run my fingers through it and kind of separate the curls. I'm going to put some shine spray in there just to help with frizz or flyaways, just making sure that everything looks nice and polished. And this is her finished look. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or videos you would like for me to do. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Subscribe for more videos. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.